Hello, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect. This is your weekly reading for the week beginning the 10th of May 2020. A combination of Lenormand and Rider-Waite and my Fairy Oracle deck. So the main card that's come through this week, the base of the deck, I have a female here who is at a crossroads. So that's kind of the overall theme. A decision might need to be made. This woman may actually have more than one party interested in her or more than one job offer. It seems to be really good. It does have the bookie at the bottom. I think possibly money is looking up, but at the same time, again, I get the feeling that there's someone here who may be seen as vulnerable, and that is sort of bringing in certain individuals that may have an ulterior motive or an unhealthy agenda, who may very well be presenting themselves differently. I only really see one masculine here, but I do have the Lovers card, which usually suggests a choice. And I do have someone who I kind of feel is a little bit embittered about the situation and is very troubled by it. So as the situation is deteriorating, someone possibly has a blocked heart chakra, is very much out of their power. And there's a little bit of a warning with this reading. You'll see that when I come on to your advice. So the card is Faceless Ghost and the Haunted Girl. Gosh. Here we go. In this beautiful card, a lovely girl in the bare woods is being moved in on by two masked ghosts. They do not reveal their identity, but she can feel their presence strongly. She remains calm as she knows who they are. They are the Noperabo, the faceless ones who have no features and who take on the form of others around them. They wear a variety of masks and they regularly take up a new cause or identity without being aware of their own need to grow and learn themselves. Because of this, they seek out energy from others who are bright, strong and real. Now they are seeking hers, and it's likely they are seeking yours. Do not go in fear. They are sending her messages, but she knows that they are not what they seem, and there are many like them in this world. These faceless ones are coming to me trying to take advantage of what they see as my moment of weakness, but I do not fear them, as I know they are blank, formless and simply taking on any energy they can find. I know who I am, and I clearly see that they do not. They are simply spirits who have lost their way, and so they feed off others. I may not be at my strongest at this time, but I am stronger than they ever will be. They will not feed off me, for I know who they are and what it is they seek. I do not wish them harm, but neither will I give them my energy. I also warn you to do the same. So the message is, you may seem in need of help to people who actually have an agenda at the moment. People around you are acting like experts and supporting each other in a group mindset and wanting you to join them for your own good, despite your misgivings. They either do not have fully formed identities, or they are too easily taking on the beliefs and ideas of a powerful other. You may be asked to join with others in their beliefs, and be alarmed at a mindset and belief system that seems very blank and faceless, devoid of human joy and warmth. Yeah, I am seeing that blocked heart here. I'm not seeing any warmth at all. It is wise for you to keep your own counsel, remain detached, and wait for the faceless ones to reveal themselves. They will change when an even more powerful person for them to attach to comes along. So this is clearly very narcissistic energy. Know that until they find their own selves and commit to following that path, they will be as blank pages written upon by whatever hand comes near them. Do not be like this. Make your own mark in the world. There could be imitation taking place where your work and ideas and even your personality are being copied too closely. Joys. So we have the Mice and the Heart. Now, initially, when I'm looking purely at my Lenormand, before I've clarified it down, I did actually see someone who literally may have some sort of heart blockage here, and it may be something that's very troubling to them. I'm not seeing my health card here to suggest that that's what it is. I think it's, more sort of metaphysical than physical. But yeah, there's someone's either their passions are being blocked, their attention, they're seeking attention on the love front, and that's being blocked. and I'm seeing someone getting quite, the word I got was embittered and stagnated, and that the mice is about a situation that is deteriorating on the love front. And this is in relation to a Page of Swords with the Piper in reverse here. So the Page of Swords, I am just getting this is not someone who is honest. It's me. I feel that this is almost someone who's looking on maybe at someone, not necessarily in another relationship, but it could be, because the Four of Wands is here, and really just feeling, yeah, embittered is really what I'm getting. But the Piper in reverse, this can be someone who's a bit lost in an illusion, lost in a bit of a dream, someone who can be quite vague, who's not sufficiently earthed, coming back to, you know, the faceless ghost here. Someone who can be deceiving themselves and others, but someone very capable of manipulation, someone who will seduce others against their own judgment or ethics just to get their own way. And they're, you know, playing on people's illusions to lure them into self-destructive ways. So if you are probably the feminine here, but doesn't have to be, you know, maybe things aren't going your way, or, you know, you are feeling a little bit vulnerable. It may be on the financial front. It may just be that you're lonely. This energy that's here, that's coming in, I feel it is probably someone, you know, for them to be quite so embittered, and for it to have deteriorated, it must have at some point been, you know, a set something. But yeah, they're looking over the Lover's card here, like a decision in love needs to be made, or, you know, they may actually have love for you. But it's with He of the Fiery Sword in reverse on the Lovers, and this is masculine energy that's blocked or unaccepted. So it might be like an unrequited love. This may be even someone you're not even aware that does have some sort of passion or attraction for you, maybe completely oblivious to it. But it's also someone who's, again, out of their own masculine energy, someone who does not, who is lying, mistruth, lack of energy, but it's yeah, it's vague, it's scattered, it's not straight, basically. That's what it is. And what is blocked here is the Four of Wands, with the Singer of Chalice. Now it could be that someone is literally like abroad or at a distance from you, and they're quite simply missing home. You know, this can be like a real longing to be settled and be back home, and with everything that's going on. And I have to say, I've not looked at social media for I don't know how long now. You know, until someone texts me that, you know, something has changed, I'm just assuming everything's the same and everyone's still in lockdown. You might not be, but this may be someone that's at a distance from their home, and they're just feeling like, just not feeling the love. So there is like a kind of yearning here, but it can also be someone whose stability feels blocked. This is an energy where, you know, there's not a lot of joy, there's not a lot of love, there's no creativity, there's no hope. Yeah. I mean, this can be you, obviously, or whoever you're dealing with that comes up for you this week, and this just could be like general collective energy. But there is definitely a warning here that, you know, people maybe are feeling lonely. I do have the Three of Swords at the base of the deck here. This is obviously, it can be heartbreak. I'm more seeing heart block than heartbreak, but this is just being separated from people, feeling lonely. Yeah. And that may make you feel vulnerable. I'm thinking of the Gemini reading, and that was from the frying pan into the fire, and that was someone who was, went from the Four of Cups and their main energy to the Six of Cups. Their advice was the Five. Their advice was to actually, you know, deal with the loss and the grief, and not just reach out for the next best thing that came along. And this is kind of similar. This is if this is you as a masculine energy and this is resonating with you, this is telling you, you need to get earth, you need to get centered, you need to get balanced, and not feel that kind of like desperation and feeling of being unsettled. Yeah, it really needs to be grounded in this energy. With the fish here, this can normally indicate finances in business and trade. So again, there may be some blockages here on the business front, which is causing a lot of worry with the clouds, a lot of doubt and worry. It can also be bad weather with the sun in reverse. You know, might see a storm this week. There's impatience here, or a complete loss of patience on the money front. People may be waiting on money coming in, which has been blocked. It's just been blocked, it's not coming through, and you know, this could be like they're even struggling to, like, you know, pay the rent or pay the mortgage. Maybe things are really unsettled on the home front because of the financial situation. Can be about poor investments as well. Might be a bit of a rocky old stock market week here with that combination. In saying that though, I do have the ecstasis card, so you know, hang on in there. Because this is like ecstasy, this is joy and rapture, this is a fantastic card. It is also about healing of the past, and it can empower the cards around it, and it might be empowering the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, which is a really poor investment going, like, you know, manic. I kind of see it as some sort of relief here, and the reason I'm seeing it as a relief is because my last card out, even with the sun being in reverse, and this in the main is lack of clarity. I don't really see it as unhappiness, although the clouds is incredibly worrisome. This is someone who's literally on a treadmill in their mind. They're just on this constant loop of worry and stress, and it's, you know, they're not seeing any positives here at all. Iris of the rainbow is the rainbow that comes out after the storm, and we do have the clouds here. So this is saying that you just be patient, just a little bit longer. Might not be this week, but please don't get to the point where you're so vulnerable and so, you know, desperate in your life that you take anything that comes your way, because it's probably not for you. Any decision that you're taking out of fear is never going to be a good one. And Iris is all about potential growth, and you know, a return to hope, but it's through trial. It's a tough passage, and it's stuff that we need to learn. So a pretty rocky week in the main, but it does seem to be looking fairly positive. And I did actually ask for the advice. The advice is the Page of Cups, Three of Wands, and the Chariot in reverse, and this is not make any big moves this week, basically. So I mean, for people that are able to travel or out and about or able to progress with something, this is saying do not travel. This is not a week for that at all with the Chariot in reverse. Page of Cups is about self-love in this combination. This is very much just looking after yourself, you know, trying to remain optimistic, taking care of your you know, physical needs, your mental needs, and remaining positive with the Three of Wands. This is envisaging a really positive future. So really, you know, maybe a mental reset is required. You might need to completely flood your mind with subliminals and affirmations and, you know, positive spiritual guidance out there. But don't make any physical big moves this week, because again, I'm getting that slight feeling of desperation. I mean, with the faceless ghost here, it usually does indicate that you know who these people are, and you know, they're just entities. And I think the idea is that you know, but when we are desperate, we can latch on to things that are unhealthy for us. So that is your week. I hope you have a great one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.